Yeah. You don't do that. You don't do that before you. What that's gonna be? Is that before you send it to the postmaster?
Yeah, I thought it was postmaster, and then you send it, you put everybody else on notice.
Yeah, we do. We do.
Yeah.
We do. That's correct.
Recording in progress.
There we go. So yeah, that's how we do it. That's correct. We we put the we do that converter, put the get to the post get put the postmaster on notice. Then we put all nine of the corporations on notice. Greetings, 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 family, friends, and the world. This is Mikael Eric Harris, better known as the Juice, also known as the Alkaline Water Guy. How is everyone doing on this beautiful night after Sunday? This is part two of Fight Fire with Truth. This is part two of Fight Fire with Truth, which is open conversation. And we come to find out the open conversation for the night is some history of Rome. Some history of Rome we shared tonight. Matter of fact, some of the things that we going through, what I went through to get to where we at, what I went through to get to where we at this point in time. When I went through my spiritual, well, before going through my spiritual, I was performing in Europe uh, with this group called Imperio, and I understand now why I went through that to come to understand because I at the time I was going through that I didn't know the Bible. I just knew of the Bible. I was reading of it, but I went through and I feel the Creator brought me through that way, and I got with Imperial to do the Roman Empire to understand something of the Roman Empire. That after getting out of that group, we sold a quarter of a million of our first single. Got a gold CD called Beanie Beanie BC, which means I came, I saw, I conquered, which what Caesar said and done. Not only that, not only that, we killed Caesar in the video, at the end of the video, the first video. Then we had two more. One was Quo Vadis, which means where you go. And then it's another named Nostra Cooper. I never did get the title in English to that, Nostra Cooper. But I was with them for a year before getting out the group. And after that, going through my spiritual awakening, went through my spiritual awakening. And I've been on my quest to learn knowledge from that point on. And before even getting started, excuse me, I made a promise to the Creator. If He brought me to the truth, I will put the truth in songs and writing and give it to the world. It's up to the world to accept it or reject it. Excuse me. So I'm at the point right now, but what I come through to get to this point, I went through a lot of information through years of study, 30 years, 30 plus now years at that, to come to understand a lot of information I've come to know today. So I just look at the logic of everything of what has happened, what's been happening, and come to understand and overstand that the world is under the Roman Empire and has been under for quite some time. And we're actually coming out of it now at this point. And I just went through. Matter of fact, let me get back to the basics. When in part one, I was sharing some information with a new brother out of the UK. He's a new brother that just joining with our group organization. Well, it ain't even organization, but if you want to call it that, just join with us. And there you go. And I was sharing with him some information because he's asking questions. He's asking questions about about what we do and some things like that. So I was just kind of guiding him and leading him through some of the information about what it is that we do. So and then from that point, and talking about that and really talking about the Roman Empire, I ended up coming up. This was a post that someone made earlier today. This guy named Kenny Boo. Matter of fact, he was watching on Facebook on part one earlier, and this is a statement that he asked. He asked a question about, and I went through this in part one. I went through this in part one. So me going through this part one, he asked the question: Saturday calendar. Pope Gregory was invented in Pope let's say Saturday's calendar, Pope Gregory, which was invented in 1582. How did Messiah, he said Messiah, keep Sabbath? Just asking. And in part one, I kind of broke that down because he also asked another question. He asked, can anyone tell me who is this talking about Daniel 7:25? And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand from the Creator, until a time, Greek, times, Roman, and the dividing of times, the 400 years that we just come out of. So I just did the breakdown of that in part one after sharing information with Patrick and me and G1 having a conversation as well about some information he shared. I shared the end of that as well about this guy talking about the prophet of the New Testament, and he went to Japan. So that was something that you need to check out the end of the part one. But right now, what I also said was this, that chapter 13 is equivalent to chapter 7 to 23, 24, and 25 is equivalent to chapter 13 of Revelations. So I'm going to take you through chapter 13 of Revelations right now to give you a better understanding. Dang, I'm right here on it. I'm sitting right here on it. I did 12, and I forgot I left it there. Right here on chapter 13. So what I'm going to start on chapter 13 of Revelations to give you an understanding about Revelation 13 and the Roman Empire. That's why this is called Some History of the Roman Empire. Might as well go ahead and get something ready. I got some more knowledge to come with this that some of y'all may not understand or know about. So this is some information to go with what we get ready to talk about. Have to go into my archives on you. Okay, yep. This is the last part of that's verse 18 there of Revelation 13. You go to the other part. Make sure. Nope, not this one. It's not what I'm looking for. I think I'm missing something. That's other part. That's parts about Luke. Yeah, that might be. Let me check it one more time. Mm-hmm. But then again, that might be it over there. Okay, now this Luke and Marcion and stuff like that. Let me check this what I just put down. It might be amongst that, which it should be because this all come together out of that information. So that might be. I just happened to not look before I put it down. Let me see. Let's see. Yep, this is why we need it right here. So I'm gonna sit this right here for the moment. Then we're gonna go through chapter 13 real quick. Trying to see if I should start off with the history before I go through the scriptures on it. The revealing, I call Revelation the revealing of the scriptures of prophecy, the revealing of prophecy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna come on go through this, and as I go through this, I'm gonna break it down as we go. If I have to stop and get that, I'll do that. But right now, we're gonna start off in Revelation chapter 13. This is the revealing. I call Revelation the revealing of prophecy. So there's certain things in here that reveals what was spoken of in prophecy. That's why I call Revelation the revealing. So we're gonna start off at 13. Matter of fact, before we do that, we got to get the understanding of who the dragon is. So the dragon, some history of Esau. Might as well go ahead and hit you real quick. First, we got to understand the great red dragon. The great red dragon is Revelations 12 and 3. But before we get to Revelation 12 and 3, let me just get it set up so you know who the great red dragon is. I really don't want to go too far off into it because I'll be on this baby. I could be on this baby all night breaking down information. But we're going to go to Genesis chapter 27 to show you a little bit of information. Matter of fact, we'll go to Genesis 25. A key verse is this. I'm giving you some information on Esau. This is the beginning. This is his beginning, where he started. I'm giving you his prophecy and information. I'm not going to read all of it. I'm giving you portions of it. You can do the research on the reading yourself after I share the information. So, right now we're in Genesis 25. Genesis 25, and we're going to start at 22. We're going to go through the whole thing. Most of y'all should be acclimated to the Bible and know some of the stuff I'm sharing. If not, y'all can go back and go behind me and read a little bit more, find out a little bit more. So right now we're going to start at 22. When Rebecca went and inquired of the Creator. Here we go. This is, we talking about Esau right now. We ain't talking about Jacob. We're going to talk about Esau. Understanding who Esau is compared to him being over the Roman Empire and the world today because of his blessing that was given to him. Now, verse 22. And the children struggled together within her, who? Rebecca. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? She asked the question. And she went to inquire. She went to inquire of Yah. And Yah said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people. This is what people don't know. 2 manner of nations are in thy womb, and 2 manners of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people. And that's Esau. Esau is stronger than us as a nation of people. Individually, we're strong. We do things individually and maybe in a small group. But overall, as we can see, Esau is in power. We can't even really come together. But he come together as in war. That's why he's going to be stronger. He's a warrior. You know what I'm saying? His mind is conduct war all the time. That's why I believe when he said one should be stronger than the other people, but the elder should serve the younger. Even though he's going to be stronger, he's going to end up serving us. Here we go. 23. And Yah said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. 24. And when her days were to be delivered, were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. Twins. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment. That's your key right here for Revelations 12:3. That's your key. First came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Yaakov, which is Jacob. Okay, and Isaac was 80 years old when she buried him. 27. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field. All right. And Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. And Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob. So we're going to leave it right there. Number one, my key there was to let you understand the birth of the 2 young men, 2 boys, right? Then, not only that, who was red? It was a key. That's a major key here, right? So, talks about Esau over here, verse 32 and 26, 25 and 32. But we're jumping over to 27 right now. And we go into his blessing. We not put Jacob ain't in this mix. We talk about Esau. Esau is who we talking about. Some of the history of Esau, right? So right here, we got verse 38 to 40. It says, And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice, and he wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. He got the earth first. We got the dew of heaven, then the fatness of the earth. But he got the fatness of the earth first. It's getting chilly here. It's getting chilly. I don't know if the door down there open. Thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above. But this is his key, what people fail to realize. This is Esau's key. And by thy sword, which is war, this is what people fail to look at. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass. By thy sword shalt thou live. That's how he lived. By how? By war. That's how he lived. And shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion of what? Of the earth, which he has dominion of at this moment and falling out of it. It shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. You should break your brother's yoke from off thy neck once you gain the dominion. We were in power at one time. We were over Esau in a sense, in a certain land, but not over the whole earth. He's going to gain dominion over the whole earth, which he has gained the dominion over the whole earth, which we have shared in Daniel not too long ago, being the fourth beast, in Daniel 23 through 25, as we shared. So he said, and by thy sword, Genesis 27 and 40, and by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. That means that you're going to have the dominion, you're going to break his yoke from your neck, you're going to take over. This is the time when the Greeks came in power over the whole realm of the earth. Then the Romans. Then the halftime, time and a half. The halftime is when the 400 years. That's the half of the quote unquote century at that time. Not century, but at that time. Might as well say half of the century. So now let's go to 36 right quick. Genesis 36. Just to give you a little information on the lineage. You'll have to go read all of them. I'm just going to give you just a touch. Right here, 36 is the descendants of Esau, right? Okay, I'm just going to read down here. I started verse 8 at the moment. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. That's verse 8. Y'all can read the whole thing, but I just giving you portions of it. Verse 9. And these are the generations of Esau, the father of the Edomites in Mount Seir. All right? Not going to go you too much, just giving you portions to check out. That's 8 and 9. That's Genesis 36, verse 8 and 9. I'll read them again for you just in case if you missed it. Let me start at 1 first. Verse, the descendants of Esau. Now these are the generations of Esau, who is Edom. Then they talk about the wives he took in verse 2. Then down to verse 8 again. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. And these are the generations of Esau, the father of the Edomites in Mount Seir. That's in Mount Seir. Then it goes down to tell you all the people, Kenaz and all these different people, right? Then verse 15 to show you who the dukes were. These were dukes of the sons of Esau. Don't they have dukes up there in industrial complex of England? Industrial complex, don't they have dukes up there? These were the dukes, this verse 15. These of chapter 36. These were the dukes of the sons of Esau. The sons of, okay, I ain't gonna go into name. Then number 16, Duke Korah. He was the Duke. Duke Gatim. And Duke Amalek. You see? These are the dukes that came of Eliphaz in the land of Edom. These were the sons of Adah. But then you see it goes down, talk about more dukes as you read in. Then verse 19 says, these are the sons of Esau, who is Edom, and these are their dukes. Verse 20 says, these are the sons of Seir the Horite, who inhabited the land, Lotan and Shobal and Zibon and Anah. But it talk about the Hortites. Now the kings of Edom, verse 31. I'm just skipping through to share your points of Esau, the history, and so just certain points about their lifestyle, and where they were. So I'm just giving you a couple of points of showing who they were. They were dukes. And now we come to the kings of Edom, verse 31. And these are the kings that reigned in the land of Edom before there reigned any king over the children of Israel. Y'all see that? Before Saul. And these, verse 31 again, and these are the kings that reigned in the land of Edom before there reigned any king over the children of Israel. Right? Now I'm hit to 40. And these are the names of the dukes that came of Esau according to their families after their places by their names: Duke Timah, Duke Avila, Duke Jetheth. And the end of 43 said, he is Esau, the father of the Edomites. That's in all 36. The whole chapter 36, from beginning to end, you'll find the lineage of Esau and the things that he and they did. All right. So I wanted to show you that before I get to Revelation 12:3, which is where we at now. Revelation 12:3 tells you who, and this is where the breakdown comes, and this is Esau over the world, which is the Roman Empire. That's why this is some history of Rome. Some history of Rome. History of Rome. These are the Edomites worldwide. I don't know why I feel like I got a big chill coming over my knees. It was warm not so long ago. Now, 12:3, the great red dragon. The great red dragon is the Greeks. Excuse me. The great red dragon, here we go. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon. This was power that came upon the earth. A great red dragon having 7 heads. The 7 heads are the 7 continents. This is when they have taken the dominion of the earth. This is the reason why you can mail something from one end of the earth to the other end of the earth. No matter where you want to send it to, it's going to make it there. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, excuse me, having 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns upon his head. Let me break that down. Having 7 heads, which is the 7 continents, 10 horns, these are powers, which is kingdoms. The crowns make kingdoms, but the horns make power. These are things set up in power. Horns and 7 crowns upon his head. And at this time, he had 10 horns, 10 things of power, but seven crowns, which is 7 kingdoms. Over the 7 continents, there were 7 kingdoms. But there were 10 powers upon those continents. And his tail drew the 3rd part of the stars of heaven, which were the Israelites, which was us. We were like the stars of heaven. And his tail drew the 3rd part with the influence. His tail was the influence of the stars of heaven, and did cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to devour to devour her child as soon as it was born. Now, I look at that as 2 different things. One of them being physical, another one being spiritual. The physical is when the children of Israel went into the to the woods in Africa, and before coming back out, I think in the late 90s, they was lifted. Mid or late 90s, they was lifted from Africa and they ended up going back home. Some people, I remember that. But spiritually, I look at that as we awaken through our spiritual awakening. When you go through travail, any of you out there that went through that hot burn sensation from the middle of your stomach, if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about because I went through it. If you know about that hot disposition, that hot burn sensation that pierced you throughout your body, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So, to me, that was because you got another spirit. You got the good spirit and the negative spirit there while these things are going on with you in your spiritual awakening. I know because I experienced it. I'm telling you what I know. Not what I believe, but what I know. All right? So it says, ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was born. That's the spiritual awakening that you have at that time. All right? So then we back on now we're gonna go to 13. That was the great red dragon, right? And the readiness said red for a purpose. That was supposed to be y'all clue. Some people don't catch clues. That was the actual clue, the red dragon, taking the dominion of the earth. They taking over the dominion of the earth. Now we're going to start with 13 and 1. The first beast. The first beast, which is old Rome. That's why I can break down and tell you got two Romes. Old Rome and New Rome. You got two legs. Remember the iron? The legs of iron? Old Rome, New Rome. Two legs. Just like you had Medes and Persians. You had the Medes and the Persians. You had the Medes, the chest, they call breast, and the arms. The Medes and the Persian, the both legs. The old Rome and New Rome. This is old Rome we at right now. And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads, 7 continents, having 7 heads and 10 horns that we just read a few minutes ago, and upon his horns 10 crowns. Did we not read that in Daniel 7? Did we read that in Daniel 7? Let's hit that real quick. I like sharing the facts. Daniel 7. Excuse me. Right there. Daniel 7, right here in 2024, wasn't it? And the 10 horns out of his kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall arise after him. That's New Rome. Another shall rise after them. That's New Rome. And he shall be diverse, different from the first. And he shall subdue 3 kings. She's going to be different from the first Rome. Then he's going to subdue the 3 kings, as I shared with you: Babylon, Medes and Persian, and the Greeks. Right? So, where we at? And I stood upon, verse 3, chapter 13, 1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads, which is 7 continents, and 10 horns, the 10 powers, and upon his horns 10 crowns. That was the 10 kingdoms upon those horns. And upon his heads the names of blasphemy. Name of blasphemy. Christianity. Throughout the whole world. You got the 3 frogs or the 3 unclean spirits, which is Christianity, Muslim, and Judaism. The 3 unclean spirits that talks about in Revelation. Forgot exactly where it's at right now, but the 3 unclean spirits: Christianity, Muslim, and Judaism. Because the Creator never gave none of that. He only gave his laws, statutes, and judgments. Judaism is supposed to be like Israel, but they're not. That's why they Jews. There's no such thing as a Jew. So the names of blasphemy, and upon his heads, upon all 7 continents, you got the names of blasphemy, because all of them are religions. They don't talk about the law. All of them religions. The biggest one mainly is the Christianity. But let's keep it moving. And the beast which I saw, verse 2. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet was as the feet of a bear. I still think the feet represents the Soviet Union, which was at one time. And the industrial complex of England, I may be wrong, may be like the leopard. I don't know. That's my thoughts. And his mouth as the mouth of a lion. You know, he roaring everywhere he go. Now, and the dragon, that's where I wanted to get to the dragon. The dragon was the Greeks. The dragon gave him his power, his seat, and great authority. The Greeks gave the Romans their power, their seat, and great authority. Excuse me. Verse 3. And I saw one of his heads as it was wounded. This is, now I can give you the information on that. Let me read that for you real quick. Now I can give you information about the wounded head. I want to make sure I get this to you. I think this one is it right here. This is the Council of Nicaea. This is the Council of Constantinople. Now, verse 3. And I saw one of his heads as it was wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed. And all the world wondered after the beast. Don't forget the beast is Rome, but now let me break this down. This number 3 right here for you. This is what happened at the Council of Constantinople. All right. The first Council of Constantinople occurred in AD 381, or should I say 381 AD. This is 56 years after the Council of Nicaea. In 56 years of time, we're going to read it though. The first Council of Constantinople occurred in 381 AD in the city of the same name, modern Istanbul, Turkey. It is considered the second of the ecumenical councils after Nicaea in 325 to 381. At the Council of Constantinople, Christian bishops convened to settle several doctrine disputes. You see that? Several doctrine disputes. I'm going to cover this time so you can get right at it. I'm going to be right on it. Check it out. The Council of Constantinople, Christian bishops convened to settle several doctrinal disputes. Not good enough. Several. There we go. Ain't got what I need now. I'll get rid of these right here. They getting old. Here we go. Christian bishops convene to settle several doctrinal disputes, prompted by unrest in the religious leadership of the city. While not as memorable as the Council of Nicaea, the council dealt a fatal blow. There we go. The council felt a fatal blow. That's your key. That's your fatal blow. This is Christianity, and this is the blaspheme that they're talking about at the end of verse 1. Let me read it though. Christian bishops convened to settle several doctrinal disputes prompted by unrest in the religious leadership of the city, while not as memorable as the Council of Nicaea. The council dealt a fatal blow to Arianism, clarified the language used to describe the Trinity. See that? Clarified the language used to describe the Trinity, and sharpened the distinction between the eastern and western branches of the church. Right? The immediate motivation behind calling the First Council of Constantinople was a series of controversies. The Council of Nicaea had met more than 50 years prior, which was 56 years, to settle the Arian controversy, a debate over whether or not Jesus was fully divine. You see, it was a debate over whether or not Jesus was fully divine, despite the council's nearly 300-2 decision rejecting Arianism. See, the Arians, they was the ones who kept trying to stand the truth and tell them, try to stop the lies for whatever truth there was. The view persisted and continued to cause division among the church. There you go. That's your deadly blow. Continue to cause division among the Christians. Constantinople itself was considered an Arian. Constantinople itself was considered an Arian city until the new emperor, Theodius I, attempted to forcibly replace its church leaders with non-Arians. You see that? This attempt to purge did not go over well. To further unrest, it ensued. Theodius attempts to install Gregory Nazianzus as Bishop of Constantinople. However, before Gregory could be formally consecrated, a rival group broke into the cathedral and attempted to consecrate Maximus the Cynic instead. The consecration ritual was interrupted by an angry mob, leading Theodius to ask Pope Damasus for advice. Damasus' order was for Theodius to call a meeting of bishops who would formally reject Maximus and settle again the Arian controversy. So all this right here is about when they put together the Council of Nicaea and all the things that happened for 56 years. The church had got splitting up. All that stuff was going on because that is not of the creator anyway. But these are the things that was going on for them to put what they were trying to put together. And this is what I'm trying to get people to understand on this whole situation. It's about the Jesus tip, the lies. See, I could go on, like I say, I got paperwork here, and I don't want to be on this all night. I got paperwork here, I'm going to show y'all some more information. That's why I'm going ahead on and read where I'm at. But I just mainly showed you that. And what I got is this. I got the links. I got to go in and get them. Well, I got the links. If anybody wants the links, I can give you the links to check the information out. You can read it for yourself and have a better understanding. But you got to understand that they didn't know the creator. And there's no such thing as a human sacrifice. Even though they did it, there's no such thing as on the creator's watch that they're supposed to happen. But again, verse 3 states, And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death. And that's what we just got to read. And all the world, and the deadly wound was healed. That's Christianity. That's your Christianity. As we got to reading, they edged out all the Arians. They got rid of them. That's how it became a strong force to be what it is today. And all the world wondered after the beast, which is the Roman Empire. And they worshiped the dragon, the Greeks, which gave power unto the beast. And they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like unto Rome, which is the beast? Who is like unto the beast, which is Rome? Who is able to make war with him? And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemy. You see that? Who is he? The Roman government, their system. Great things and blasphemy. And blasphemies. And power was given unto him to continue 42 months. What power? The Creator gave him power to move. And whatever those 42 months is, I think there was Crusaders going around making people accept Christianity. That's my thoughts. But who knows? I can't say that part because I don't know. 6. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against Yah to blaspheme his name. This to your New Testament that they made up. They was going around making people accept it. They ain't got to Jesus yet, but just the New Testament itself. And he opened, and he opened his mouth in blasphemy against Yah to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven, in the mind. We were dwelling in heaven in the mind, not in the actual clouds. Verse 7. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints. See, it was given unto the Romans to make war with us. And to overcome them, and power was given him over all kindreds and tongue and nations. That was over all nations. And all that dwell on the earth, and all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb, saying from the foundation of the world. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leads into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killed with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is patience and the faith of the saints. Excuse me, y'all. That's the end of part 1 of 13. We're on part 2 of 13 now. The second beast. This is 11. This is the second beast. As we say, I didn't really give no enthusiasm when they say, if any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with sword must be killed with swords. All the stuff that these people are doing going to end up happening to them. The second beast. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth. Same system, different type. I beheld another beast come up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and spake as a dragon. And I say those 2 horns, the fact there was a lamb, it was a young government, which was the United States, and the 2 horns, Democrat and Republican, but straight spake as a dragon. Whichever one won, everybody listened. And he exercises all the power of the first beast. New Rome exercised all the power of old Rome. Excuse me. New Rome did the same thing old Rome did. And not only that, he brought Christianity with him as well. And he exercised all the power of the first beast, verse 12, before him, and causes the earth and them that dwell therein to worship the first beast. See that? Whose deadly wound was healed. Roman Empire. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come from the heaven on the earth in the sight of men. Hmm. Elijah. Hmm. Which one? Elijah. Yeah, Elijah was the one who brought down, made fire come down at one time. That was on, but that was for the two witnesses. That was one. But right here, I'm looking at this as the nuclear bombs and stuff like that, like they did Hiroshima. And he do a great wonders that he make a fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. That could be in war as well. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on, excuse me, that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image. And this is what I'm trying to get people to understand. The image is Jesus. Your image is Jesus. I'm a little tired, y'all, so I'm kind of reading through. But I hit 14 again. And deceiving them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. And also 13, make fire come down, which was like in Hiroshima. Saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, an image to Rome. The image is Jesus to the Roman Empire. Your symbol is the cross. Your symbol is the cross. Jesus is the image. The Roman Empire is the beast. All right? To be for clarity. Which had the wound by a sword and did, and that's Christianity. The wound by the sword and did live is Christianity. The blaspheme that had the wound by the sword and did live, which is Christianity. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak. When you read those New Testament words in red, that's your image speaking. It said, what would Jesus do? Jesus said this, Jesus said that. That's your difference. That's how he made him speak. He didn't say make him come to life, though, did it? And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. Again. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, the red words in the New Testament, and cause that as many that as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Jesus, that image, and how many people worshiping Jesus today? How many people worshiping Yeshua that they changed from Caucasian to black, as they say? As many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And your crusaders went around making people accept that as well. And he causes all. Here you go. Birth certificate, social security card. And he, who is he? The Roman Empire, the beast, causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. A mark. No. That mark, we already know, is the jab. That's the mark. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of the name. You got the mark with the jab, you might not be worried about anything, according to this society. The jab, or a number. Let's go. The mark, which is the jab, the name, your birth certificate, social security card, and ID card, in all caps, or the number. This is what we're taking you out of with. All right. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell. You can't buy without a birth certificate, social security card, ID card, or any of that stuff to get something of that's tangible, instead of being getting stuff that's hand me down from other people. I'm talking about getting you a car, automobile, new automobile. I'm talking about getting a house. I'm talking about getting some land. You got to have a birth certificate, social security card, and ID card, because that's where they go get your money from, out of your account. And this is what I've been sharing. They go to your account and get the information, and you don't know you got the account. That's why you have a birth certificate, social security card, and ID card. He causes them all, both small, great, rich, and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. He is the system. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, except that he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. Now we're going to take care of that right now. Here is wisdom. Let him that has the understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 603 score and six, which is 666. A lot of people say that's six neutrons, six protons, and six electrons, but they ain't talking about that. They way off. It's talking about this name right here. Victorious Philly D. Y'all can look it up yourself. Victorious Philly D. Victorious Philly D. Victorious Philly D. When you break that number down in Roman numbers, you got 666. That full name. But let me read a little something for you. Vicarious Philly D, Latin, vicar or representative of the Son of God. Is a phrase first used in the forged medieval donation of Constantine to refer to Saint Peter, who is regarded who is regarded as the vicar of the Son of God, or representative of the Son of God. You see that? Or representative of the Son of God in English. Here is a more detailed explanation origin. The phrase is Latin, and it's being used in the context of the Catholic Church, particularly in relations to the Pope. Meaning vicarious mean vicar or representative, while Philly D translates to the son to the translate to the of the son of the son of. That translates to what is the number 666 to for? And it says the Pope. This historical interpretation identifies the number of 666 with the papal title Vicarious Filii Dei. Well, there we go. Sorry, y'all, I'm getting kind of tired. But then we go to what occurred at the Council of Nicaea. I got all this right here on lock in links. I'm going to put them in links because I'm getting tired, y'all. But that's the whole hookup on Revelation 13. Now, if you want to know more understanding about the Creator's fury, now I read that somewhere not too long ago too. I couldn't go straight through it like I want to. That'd take a whole much time, a lot of time. We had 54 minutes already as well. And I would have went. I told you I'll go through this book. I'll show y'all stuff, connecting the dots, showing you the codes and stuff like that. Y'all be like, man, thanks, Father, I can see. But other than that, that was the end. And Victorious Filii Dei. And when you break that down in numeral numbers, I'm tired, y'all. In numeral numbers, it comes out to 666. My teacher did that breakdown years ago. So that's just it. You can look at how you can break down if you like. But other than that, y'all obviously it's trying to hit me. I'm going to have to let it go for tonight. Other than that, I would like to say a little bit more according to the information. Um, Prince, let me ask you, is there anything you wanted to share with what you heard so far? At least, I don't know if this might be new to you, Brother Prince.
Some of it was new, but some of it I have like seen it myself or whatever. But I ain't gonna say I wanted to share on it, but I agree with a lot of it.
I hear you, bro. I hear you.
Like I have been at a church before, and they was calling Jesus God, and I found that weird, real weird.
There you go, bro. That was your confirmation. That was for you to see for yourself. If they calling him God, that right there shows you that they off.
Yeah. I actually say that a lot. But people, I don't know, they got all these names for him, but it's like you can't call him the Most High and all of that either.
That's it, because Most High is the creator. Most High is one that gives us the breath of life.
Believe it or not, it's like our parents is brainwashed like that too.
Exactly.
I feel like my mama is definitely, she Baptist, so they kind of in and out or what they call Jesus and God.
Right. But see, this is why you being the younger generation, you are to awaken. If they catch it or not, you're the one you're the one who carrying on your generation into the light. You see what I'm saying? This is where we at. But I'm glad you see it though. I'm sorry that if sleep wasn't coming down on me, I'll go through this book, man. I'll show you so much stuff, bro. Y'all be like, whoa. For real. But I can only give so much at a time. But I'm glad what I do have is what I'm able to share for those who wants it. That's why tonight is called Some History of Rome. And it's just a little bit of it, You good, G1? Brother G1, he might be over here asleep a little bit. But other than that, we gonna get ready to call it a night because I'm tired, y'all. My eyes getting heavy. So I'm glad you're here tonight, though, Prince. Glad you heard a little bit. I'm glad I was able to help you out with your converter as well. Other than that, for everybody else, I thank everybody for coming. And don't forget, I am that Mikael in Daniel chapter 12, verses 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's me. Showing the holy people who they're really supposed to be. Waking them out of their dead beds, which is really in their heads. For all of you living in the new, this is for you. I'm the same Mikael in Revelation 12, battling that red dragon where Satan dwell, who deceiveth the whole world but prevaileth not, because the horn is blown without a doubt. This is prophesied for you to see that Mikael is really me. And my throat is getting dry. So we're going to call it a night. We get ready to do the benediction. Then we're going to do the Shema. Then we're going to share with y'all how to get back in contact with us throughout the week and how to come to the sovereign class if you're interested. So right now, I'm going to do the benediction. And it states, we're in Numbers chapter 6, verse 22 through 27. And it reads, And Yah spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron and unto his son, saying, On this wise ye shall bless the children of Israel, saying unto them, Yah bless thee and keep thee. Yah make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. Yah lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. And they shall put Yah's name upon the children of Israel, which is his law, and Yah will bless them. Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shekebo, Vakuto Violam, Vaim, Hallelujah. Hear, O Israel, Yah, Father is one Father. Blessed be thy glorious kingdom forever and ever. Hallelujah. Praise you, Father, for all you've done, been doing, and plan to do. We thank you for bringing us together on this beautiful night. Bring your word out for them to see and understand things that they may or may not know, that they may gravitate closer to you, knowing your knowledge, your information of the history and the information that people need to know. In your holy word and spirit and all things we pray. Hallelujah. 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 Thank you, Father. All right. Now, for everybody, again, at this last point, I'd just like to share with you, if you're interested in joining us in the Sovereign Class of Knowledge, we're here on Tuesday mornings and the night after Tuesday at 7 a.m., 7:30 a.m., and 9 o'clock p.m. There's 7:30 a.m. and 9 o'clock p.m. We're right here on Zoom privately. We're on Zoom private. And if you'd like to connect with us, please text me your name, number, and email, and also text me you'd like to know more about the Sovereign Class of Knowledge. And what we'll do is we'll take your Google, your email, put it in your take your email. We'll put your email in put your email in my Google Calendar, and it will come up in your email, and then you will accept the dates, and then you'll see all the notifications will come to you for the dates in order to come to the classes. And then you're gonna end up getting an NDA, which is a non-disclosure, so you can not, if you decide to go somewhere else to do something with the paperwork and what have you, you get mixed up, that's going to be on you. That's not going to be on us. So I just wanted to share that. Everything we do is strategic, and we have an order for everything we do. So just saying that, if you can text me your name, number, and email, and the information that you like, the information about the classes, at 770-572-5315. That's 770-572-5315. And if you'd like to connect with me in my email, you can email me at lkhyym@gmail.com. That's lkhyym@gmail.com. Now, if you'd like to get in contact with me on my YouTube and my X, formerly known as Twitter, you can catch me here at JuicePro33, which is spelled JuicePro33. Again, JuicePro33. All one word, all together. Connect with me there. You can get me on my Facebook. You can get me on my YouTube or my X, formerly known as Twitter. Now, for my Facebook, you can connect with me there at Michael the Juice at Mikael Harris, which is spelled MI''CHAEL space HARRIS. Again, MI. Excuse me. My Facebook is MI''CHAEL space HARRIS. All right. That's my Facebook. Now my Instagram and one of my TikToks. You can catch me at L'chaim_the_juice, which is spelled LKHYYM_THEJUICE. Again, that's LKHYYM_THEJUICE. All right. My other TikTok and my other YouTube My other TikTok and my other YouTube, you'll find me at um, Michael the Juice Harris. Forgive me, y'all. I told y'all I'm tired. It's coming down on me. That's Michael the Juice Harris at my other TikTok and my other YouTube, which is spelled MichaelTheJuiceHarris. Again, that's MichaelTheJuiceHarris. Y'all forgive me, please. It's coming down on me, but I gotta get it through. All right. Now, for last but not least, you can get on my Patreon or my Rumble. That's patreon or rumble.com/LKHYYM. Again, that's Patreon or patreon.com or rumble.com/LKHYYM. All right. Now, if you'd like to see now that was the Patreon the Patreon and Rumble. If you'd like to see us on the full screen, which is on the Zoom, we have different shows on the Zoom. On the Sabbath, we at noon, the peak of noonday, at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. 12 p.m. Eastern Time on the Sabbath. That's assembly. Um, that's Sabbath Assembly of the Righteous. Sabbath Assembly of the Righteous. That's on the Sabbath, which is Saturday at noonday at noon, 12 p.m. We also here on like tonight, which is the night after Sunday, and we call this Fight Fire with Truth, which is open conversation. We're here at 9 p.m. night after Sunday, which I'm glad y'all are here tonight. And this is Fight Fire with Truth. And then tomorrow night, we'll be here at 9 p.m. Tomorrow night, same time, different show. That's Mikael's Knowledge of Truth. Mikael's Knowledge of Truth tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Then we have, as I shared with you at the beginning, we have the private classes on Tuesday at 7:30 a.m. or at 9 p.m. after Tuesday night, which is that night. Um, Introduction to Solving Classical Knowledge. It's Introduction to Solving Classical Knowledge. So other than that, I'm glad I walked myself through it. I'm tired. I love y'all. I appreciate love y'all. We'll see y'all soon. Y'all connect with me. Prince, if I don't see you, if I don't hear from you between today and Tuesday, I'll see you Tuesday, okay, bro?
Okay.
And G1, whenever you coming, we waiting on you, bro. And everybody else, please come through. Check me out. Text me your email. Let me know if you want to come through. And we'll go from there. I thank y'all for your time, your patience, your listening there, your seeing now. We gonna say bye to Zoom first. Appreciate love y'all, brothers. I'll see you soon and always. Peace.
Recording stopped.
All right. And there we go. And over here, let's see. Kenny Boo's back. Are you still on or you just watching for the moment? We're going to say bye over here to Instagram first. I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening here, and your seeing eye. Appreciate love you. See you soon and always. Peace. Love y'all. I'm going to do right there. For now. Oh, excuse me over there. Trying to pick this baby up. There we go. Ah, I should have got rid of everything first, now, huh? There we go. Just want to set that up. Shit this. And now, guess we'll say about over here to Facebook. Kenny Boo, hope you enjoyed the information tonight. That Gary go give me some rest. I'm gonna see you in a minute. Appreciate love you, and hope your answers got answered today. Appreciate love you, bro. Peace. Peace and love, everybody. Sabrina Witherspoon. I didn't see her earlier. Excuse me. All right. Now, over here on YouTube Live. Appreciate love everybody for coming through who did come through. Other than that, I thank y'all for y'all time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Y'all gotta give me some rest. Oh, let me see. Robert Craig. That's why when Malcolm Martin and Marcus Garvey sued the U.S. corporation, it didn't work because it wasn't time. Exactly. I wish I'd have saw this earlier. I could have put it on the other ones. It wasn't time yet. And make sure you send the link to me well for Tuesday. I've been sending it to you, bro. You ain't never jumping on. I be giving it to you the information. Well, you gotta text me your info, bro, because I didn't sure put you on. You just ain't never came on. Other than that, for everybody else, I thank y'all for y'all time, your patience, the listening there, and your seeing that. Appreciate love you. Peace.